What's up, dudes? HW here. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Today, I got a little trick for you. This is a thing I like to do. It's kind of a little trick that I use, how to get like better cleans or sweeter cleans, just the best cleans ever, out of basically any modeler. It's this little trick that gets better cleans out of any modeler. It'll work on any amp too. Now today I'm all in Tonex. Check it out. I'm in Tonex, and this is a free download, Dumble Phoenix FET 3. So we're in the FET boost input of this Dumble Phoenix preamp that I ran into a power amp. I built a whole rig around it. This rig, if you're on Tonex, is for free on ToneNet. I put it up on ToneNet. Go download it. I'd love to see it get to #1 on one of the weekly charts or something. But everybody else, there's also a download there for Tonex and everything else, at Kemper, Quad Cortex, everything. This pack came out for everybody, and there's a free download too below for everybody else. There's very, very similar sounds in there to this, but this exact one is only on ToneNet right now. So check it out. I want to show you, I'm using the effects in Tonex for this. It'll work on any other modeler, but I really like this modulation in Tonex because the trick here is to use such a subtle modulation that it doesn't even quite sound like a chorus or like a modulation. And it just makes your cleans sweet, little sweeter, so that when you turn it off, you go, something's missing. Something's missing, right? It's just, it adds a little bit of thickness and fullness. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. So here is, I've got the level here on 2. Now I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to ask you if you hear it and which sounds better, you know? That sounds good. I like that sound. That's an in-between sound on the Strat. Here we go. To me, when I turn it off, something's kind of missing. It doesn't sound bad, but once you kind of get used to it, you miss it. Now, what's really interesting about this is, at times you hear the chorus and at times you don't. And I think that has to do with the perception of like high end. There's 2 times I notice where you hear it more and other times you don't. When I think you play single note stuff and double stops and things, it just sounds like a thickener. But as chords begin to ring out, even with the double stops, you get a double stop as those 2 notes ringing together. And so when you get those multiple voicings, you know, you're chorusing now 2 different tones. When you're chorusing just one tone, it just almost sounds like a little vibrato. It sounds vocal. You don't hear it as much there, but as soon as you get into a chord like this, what I really think is happening is as soon as you hear an octave on the guitar, you hear the multiple voicings because you already have 2 voicings that are probably slightly out of tune with each other. But then, and yet that doesn't really hit me as chorus either. Anyway, even if I switch pickups, sometimes I feel like these in-between sounds or like a single chord, you You hear it a little more than this. To me, when I use a humbucker and stuff, when there's less like high end or there's more mid range, that's where it gets a little gummy and a little like you can't quite hear that chorus as much. Single notes on the humbucker even make it sound, it becomes more of a sweetener than a chorus. Hear how at times you hear the chorusing and other times you don't, and yet you turn it off and you don't hear it ever. But to my ear, that sounds like something's missing now. I get used to the chorus. Maybe that's why we had chorus all the time in the 80s. Everyone got used to it, and it took like a decade for anyone to turn it off and get used to that. Yeah, I just think it sounds better with it on all the time, pretty much. I mean, now if you go up a little bit, you start to get more chorus. Like, let me put it on 3, and there's really no mistaking it. You hear that underwater feeling come in? Now that could be cool. You might want that voice, but it is definitely the underwater chorusy thing. It sounds like the color blue to me. Does modulation sound like the color blue to anybody else? Maybe it's the power of suggestion because all the pedals are always that color. But let me show you on a little different type of pickup. I'm going to put this back on 2, so we're at the original sound. And I want to show you a little different type of pickup that's not single coil and humbucker. I'm going to grab something with P90. Yeah, sorry about that. I kind of messed that. But it sounds killer. Again, the more you go to that bridge, the more sort of like gainy and rockin' it gets, the less I hear the subtlety of that chorus. But on these, you know, on these sort of uh-oh, my guitar's going out. On the sort of you know, lighter stuff. Well, it's camera shy. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, it's a really great trick. Check it out, use it. If you guys are on ToneNet, if you're using a ToneX, please check this out. Please check out this this download. I'd really love to get it to the top of the weekly charts. If not, everybody else and ToneX people, there's also a sign up down below to try out this sound and a lot of the other sounds I have free from this pack. There's about 3 in there, and the whole pack has like, there's almost 70 captures of the full rig and then 18 direct of this thing, because I haven't seen anyone capture this thing ever for any platform. So I kind of, when I come across amps like that, I feel it's my duty to sort of like preserve it and catalog it for the digital world, you know, because we're on a mission to profile the world or capture the world or whatever term you want to use on your platform. It's available for all sorts of stuff. Check it out at the website, link below, free download below. I've been HW. Later.